Live from the CBS 19 News Studio, this is CBS 19 News at 4. Charlottesville News first.
A good Monday afternoon to you, everyone. I'm Dan Schutte. Rick Young has the day off. Good to see you today. Let's send it right on over to Chief Meteorologist Travis Koshko for a Monday look at that forecast.
Became very gloomy very quickly this morning, Dan, and we've actually got a little bit of a wintry mix of precipitation falling in parts of the area, but I don't think for most of the area it'll be problematic. That said, it's the mountains I'm most concerned about, which is also where we have a winter weather advisory in effect until 8 o'clock this evening. That includes Blue Ridge Parkway, Skyline Drive, Afton, and Wintergreen. You can see a little bit of blue and pink on radar, most of that in the Shenandoah Valley. However, everything else showing up as rain, and ground temperatures are above freezing. So, again, I don't think this is going to be any big concern for anyone in Central Virginia. You're 37 degrees right now in Charlottesville, with most of the showers to our south. A mix of wintry precipitation will come to a close around 7 or 8 p.m. After that, we'll gradually clear the sky. We're in for a bright sky, warmer Tuesday, and if you like sunshine and warmer temperatures, you're going to like the pattern ahead and the extended, as we might have a couple of days in the 60s heading our way. We'll talk about all of that in full detail in just a few minutes. Dan.
Sounds good, Travis. Thank you. Undergraduate applications to the University of Virginia with another record-breaking year. Over 50,000 UVA hopefuls submitted an application. That's a pretty big jump from last year. The admissions office says this is due to a multitude of factors like the return of in-person tours and making SAT test scores optional. UVA admissions officer Greg Roberts says they also saw an increase in applications from low-income and first-generation students.
We want to open the doors widely. We want students to apply to the university without thinking about costs. Because if you did that, then you'd miss out on a lot of good students who would opt out thinking they couldn't afford it.
Roberts said the increase is a testament to the admission office's hard work, and they've been making a push to inform the public about UVA's financial aid program. Well, after a 2-year hiatus, the spring races will be returning to Fox Field. CBS 19's Andy Payton joins us now in the studio with something more. Andy.
That's right, Dan. The annual spring races will be back in Charlottesville, but this time things are going to look a little different. They're trying something totally new. The horses won't be the only show on the field. Fox Field is adding live music, food trucks, and a hospitality tent for fans. It'll be its own section of the track. Earlier today, I spoke to the executive director, and she told me it's part of an effort to broaden the appeal of this Central Virginia tradition.
We've thought long and hard in thinking about how we welcome everybody from the community. And so we are debuting the new orange, and that is an exciting new piece of Fox Field that will welcome anybody.
Along with the new entertainment park, Fox Field is also working with a new philanthropy partner in Camp Holiday Trials, and will be giving a portion of every ticket sold to the organization to help the renovation and expansion of camp facilities. If you'd like to attend the event on April 30th, tickets are now available. You can check our website, cbs19news.com. Reporting in the studio, Andy Payton, CBS 19 News.
All right, Andy, sounds good. Charlottesville Ballet closing the opportunity gap in dance thanks to a $10,000 grant from Dominion Energy. The ballet studio given the Art Star Award for combining arts and education. The grant will fund their free outreach classes for underprivileged children, as well as adaptive classes for elderly or folks that have a different ability. Co-founder and co-director Emily Hartka says the money also allows them to give lifetime scholarships to those in need.
Lifetime opportunities to train here at Charlottesville Ballet Academy for the rest of their lives. So it's not just impacting these students for 6 weeks or 30 weeks during a year of the school year, but it's really changing their lives and giving them access and opportunities like everyone else can have.
For more information on the Charlottesville Ballet, you can check out cbs19news.com. And coming up at 5, we'll also hear from representatives from Dominion Energy on why they made that gift. We turn an eye on the nation now. Protesters taking to the streets in Minneapolis after police executed a no-knock warrant and killed a man whose name was not on that warrant. Laura Podesta reports, and we want to warn you, some of the footage you're about to see is disturbing.
Late Sunday, a massive car caravan was organized in lieu of an outdoor demonstration in Minneapolis's sub-freezing temperatures. It followed weekend protests in response to the death of Amir Locke. The 22-year-old was shot and killed at an apartment by a SWAT team last Wednesday. Locke was not the person listed on a warrant used to enter the home.
With more accountability with our police, we need to end police brutality and these no-knock warrants.
Body camera footage shows officers entering the apartment without knocking, an officer kicking the couch where Locke was sleeping. In the video, he's seen wrapped in a comforter, beginning to move with a pistol in his hand just before an officer fires his weapon.
We believe that he executed him. We believe it. And we definitely want him prosecuted to the fullest.
I should be able to tell my son that I love you and he says I love you too.
Locke has no criminal record and his family says he had a permit for the gun seen in the video. The officer who fired the shots is now on administrative leave but has not been charged with a crime. In a statement, the Police Officers Association of Minnesota expressed sympathy for Locke's family and said, quote, "No officer goes into a dangerous setting like this wanting to use a weapon. That decision was not taken lightly." Laura Podesta, CBS News.
Jury selection begins today in the federal hate crime trial for the 3 men who killed Ahmaud Arbery. Government lawyers will try and prove the men chased down and shot the 25-year-old to death because he was black. Gregory and Travis McMichael withdrew their guilty pleas last week after the judge overseeing the case rejected plea deals the men reached with prosecutors over objections by the Arbery family. The McMichaels and William Roddy Bryan have already been sentenced to life in prison after their convictions in Georgia State Court. That was last year. The FBI captured one of its 10 most wanted fugitives in Mexico on Thursday. After 16 years on the run, 16, Octavio Juarez Coro was wanted for a 2006 mass shooting in a Milwaukee park on Memorial Day. The FBI says a tip led to his arrest in Guadalajara. The agency, hoping publicity about the case will help officials find 9 other fugitives that still are on the top 10 list. Well, there's video showing an officer in Maryland putting her life on the line to save a student from being overrun by a car. Take a look at this. Yeah, that was Friday when Police Corporal Annette Goodyear was directing traffic at a school crosswalk. You can see the car hit Goodyear as she quickly got the middle school student out of harm's way. Goodyear taken to the hospital with only minor injuries, released later that day. The driver was fined for failing to yield at a crosswalk, negligent driving, and driving with an expired registration. Whew. Well, Super Bowl 56 at SoFi Stadium in California will come with a hefty price tag to see it play out in person. Ticket IQ data says the cheapest ticket is $5,300 in lower level seats, and even if you can get a 24-person luxury suite, it'll cost you $906,000. Secondary market average ticket prices more than $9,000. Tickets will likely fall to their lowest prices the day before and the day of the game. Well, the National Basketball Association revealed a newly designed Kobe Bryant trophy. The trophy is given to the most valuable player of the NBA All-Star Game. It was renamed for Bryant following his 2020 death in a helicopter crash. Almost every detail of the trophy is significant to Bryant's career in some way. The 8-sided base represents his number 8 jersey number. 18 stars are for 18 All-Star selections. 3 levels are 7, 9, and 11 inches high. That commemorates Bryant's All-Star Game MVPs in 07, 09, and 2011. The trophy will be awarded to whichever player is named MVP at the All-Star Game on February 20th. Well, it is day 4 and counting for most residents in Memphis, Tennessee. Coming up on the CBS 19 News at 4, we'll tell you how the most folks there are faring as they continue to recover from last week's snowstorm that impacted a lot of the East Coast and left thousands in Tennessee without power. Plus, playgrounds in California for the kids, but someone else is making themselves at home. We'll tell you about the rodents running around. Look at that. And later, eating like an Olympian can be a lot healthier than you think. We'll tell you what foods to avoid and the ones to grab after your Weather Authority forecast with Travis.
Storm system passing by to our east, giving us a brief dose of wintry weather. No significant accumulation expected in terms of snow and sleet. And there's no precipitation extended forecast. A dry 7-day stretch. We'll tell you more about it after this.